My name is Ricky Emmerton. I'm a Kalkadoon man and I'm very proud of where we're from. The exhibition is part of my university project. I'm doing my Masters in Creative Arts at James Cook University. It's called Puthurraka Mpaa, which is the Kalkadoon language. It means proper talk. And so talking properly is talking respectfully and with manners and making sure all the respect and protocols are in place. My paper's called Awakening Kalkadoon Art, A New Dreaming. So that's where the project started, was researching Kalkadoon history. And so I've also talked to family members and gotten a lot of wisdom and knowledge from them, especially my Uncle Jimmy, who's been a mentor of mine through this project. And so it's been about combining that knowledge. It's quite similar to a lot of other Indigenous art, like from Arnhem Land or in desert regions in Central Australia. There are similarities, but the uniqueness of Kalkadoon art is our rock art is quite different to other people's, and there's a lot of it there, so it's still an ongoing process of researching that as well. And yeah, a lot of our other things are very similar. The way I do my line work and do dot outlines and stuff like that. Kalkadoon people are from Mount Isa region in northwest Queensland. My grandmother moved here in the 40s during the Second World War, and so my mum was born here. Yeah, and I was brought up here as well. So yeah, there's a lot of Kalkadoon people in Townsville. We're part of this community. Always been an artist growing up, being creative, and that it was sort of a natural progression that I go on to study arts. Yeah. So I went down to Sydney and studied at UNSW down there. I went to TAFE first as well. So yeah, I covered quite a range of learning fine arts and art history and everything that goes along with that down there. And so yeah, I'm still trying to develop my own style of art, and so that's part of my project, is to really hone in on the Kalkadoon knowledge and arts that, yeah, from our culture, but also still making it my own, putting my own twist on it. This work's called Battle Mountain Memorial, and Battle Mountain is a place out near Mount Isa that the Kalkadoons had their last stand against the colonising forces. They had the native mounted police and the pastoralists and prospectors that were out there, and so they ended up having conflicts over water and resources. And so then the Kalkadoon people went up to Battle Mountain and stood their last ground up there. And so it's quite famous within our history. And so with the painting, I've got these oval shapes here that represent mountains. And so there's 4 different peaks on Battle Mountain. And then I've put the skulls in there to represent the massacre that happened, because there was reports that there were bones littered on the mountain for many years after the event. And then I've put gold in the background line work here to sort of emphasise the memorial side of the painting. So yeah, and there's also stories of gold in our culture, how it was revered for, you know, being an untarnished metal. And these lines come from the artefacts from boomerangs. They used to do that, etched on boomerangs with the tooth and scratch it on. And what they called it was flash. They just called it flash, anything that looks flash. So the dotting as well represents that, and the lines just gives it that energy and power. Here's the dingo dreaming, and so that's what I've been passed on from my Uncle Jimmy, is the story of the rainbow serpent, and he was travelling with dingoes, and so there was it was a white dingo that created white ochre in another country, And then the red dingo here, he created the red ochre in the Kalkadoon country. So I've got the story here with the dingo and the travelling. These are like footprint marks. And then the red ochre here that he created here. And then I've surrounded it with lots of the line work too, so that gives it that power and that emphasis on the composition. And then I've got the dot outlines as well on the figures. So the red figure like that is like a rock art image, just a solid figure, monochrome figure. And then the dot outlines is the dot feathering. And so they had little balls of white feather down that stick on their bodies with the red and white. A very important occasion for me coming back home again and showcasing my art and what I've learnt and everything. So it's something that's good for our community to show that, you know, we can do our creative art and study at university and do those kind of things and bring it home.